Hey, how y'all doing out there? Y'all know what time it is. It's your boy, Easy Work Boxing. About to hit you everywhere but on your feet with this one. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Gonna give y'all some real deal, official Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence news. Not no Mike Carpenter talk. Don't listen to Mike Carpenter. Whoever he write for, they need to fire Mike Carpenter. He get up every week and lie. This is official. Just came on an hour ago from Fight Hype. Guy broke it down and told us well the situation going on with Crawford Spence. It's finna go down. They say November the 19th, probably the 20th or 21st. We never know. But this the real deal what's going on. Now the guy say the announcement will be made in days. He's saying the situation that's going on, you know, the lawyers, they going through the fine print and they trying to figure out, you know, I guess show Terence Crawford, Errol Spence, you know, everything good in the deal and, you know, do they agree to it and, you know, just looking through the fine print. That's what they doing right now. They said the fighters have come to terms for splits for a rematch. Both can request a rematch. So both fighters, whoever wins this fight, this undisputed matchup, which is good, will probably get a rematch or, you know what I'm saying, a trilogy out of this, you know. So whichever one may win or lose, or whichever one may lose, will be requesting for a rematch. They can request for it. So that's the good thing about it. You know, I guess that was a big issue for both fighters, you know, to feel safe and confident that they can have another shot at being undisputed, but it's going down. We got the undisputed fight for 147 going down, y'all. It's really finna happen. It's 4 years away and it's going down. Now, one of the major issues that was holding up this fight, they say, one of the major issues that was holding up this fight was the fact that Daniel Canahan was involved in this fight. They said Al Haymon wanted to make sure that Daniel Canahan had no involvement with it. Said Al Haymon was willing to walk away from the fight, from the table, because he was really unsure if Canahan was going to have any hand in this fight. They assured, which they said Al Haymon wanted this fight for Errol Spence. They assured Al Haymon that Canahan had no deals with this. If you're unfamiliar about Daniel Canahan, he's an alleged, you know, mobster over there in the UK. He plays no games. He don't play the radio. I found out about Daniel Canahan through the Tyson Fury situation, which they just said the guy said that Tyson Fury and his former trainer cannot leave the UK due to, you know, Canahan dealings. So that's probably what's a lot of going on and hold us with fights, you know what I'm saying, with Tyson Fury. You know, he going through probably some legal matters from dealing with Daniel Canahan. But this fight is going down. Al Haymon won the fight. It's going to be a hell of a fight, y'all. Undisputed matchup. I will be going for Terence Crawford. I think that Terence Crawford is the well all-around fighter. Errol Spence is strong, comes behind fundamentals of that jab, makes no mistakes in the ring, really. Great defense with Errol Spence. You barely can hit him unless he's opening up. Terence Crawford, he gets hit. You know, he's got, people say he went down from Kavaliauskas. We seen him hurt from Gamboa. We seen Errol hurt from Ugas. This is going to be a hell of a matchup. This is going to be a bomb burner. But I'm telling you, the fans will not like the way this fight is going to go. The fans will think this is going to be a rock'em sock'em slug'em match, and this is going to be Victor Postal versus Terence Crawford. He's going to move around the ring all night on Errol Spence Jr., and he's going to come out in later rounds and stop Errol Spence Jr. Errol Spence Jr. The fans are going to expect them going to be toe-to-toe. It's not going to go like that. What you have seen with Errol with other opponents, it's not going to happen with Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford does not have to stand there in the ring and allow Errol Spence to do body work. That's not what boxing is. So if people are expecting that, this fight to me will look like Hagler versus Hearns. Terence Crawford will be Sugar Ray. He will outsmart Hagler, Errol Spence Jr., and he will come out with the victory. Now, as far as either one of them knocking each other out, I can't say. Both of these fighters, you know, got knockout power. Errol Spence, even though he hasn't knocked out anybody in a long time, if this video stops, I'm still standing up. Even though Errol Spence Jr. hasn't stopped anybody in a long time, you can't forget the fact that he still can man down somebody. You know, so you had to give him his respect, and he is the bigger and original, you know, size welterweight, which possibly means his punches may sting a little bit more than Terence Crawford, even though Terence Crawford has came up from, you know, the lightweight division or super lightweight division. He has, you know, stopped everybody since he has been at welterweight. So I think the most dangerous welterweight in this fight will be Terence Crawford, seeing as though he has stopped everyone since he has been at 147. And not disrespecting Errol Spence, you know, we still remember his man's down, so it can still possibly happen. Now, the difference in between these two, one thing about Terence Crawford, if he hurts you, out of there. Spence, we can't say if we ain't seen no man downs. I'm just going for the fight I feel is the best all-around fighter. I think Terence Crawford brings more to his arsenal, switching from southpaw to orthodox. Defense good as well, offense good as well, combination puncher, counter puncher. I think Errol Spence is one-dimensional. I think Errol Spence, he has to step back. He has to step back, left hook, and the jab. I mean, other than that, I don't see too much of fundamentals that Errol Spence have. He's a one-trick pony. People get offended for you saying that, but it's the truth. He doesn't really have no tricks to his arsenal. But one thing about Errol Spence that's good is his defense, which the only time you can really catch Errol Spence is when he's opening up. And I think the only two fighters at welterweight who can possibly compete with Errol Spence, which I think the fundamentals of Errol Spence is why he may probably get hurt or stopped by Terence Crawford. He does everything behind the jab, which is repetitive. And once Crawford's probably sees that later on in the fight that he comes behind that jab with everything, Crawford will set him up. Just think about Benavidez and Crawford in the 12th round, how Crawford mixed the uppercut in with the same punch pattern he was throwing in. When he did that, he switched that uppercut in there. Benavidez didn't even see it coming. Crawford is a smart fighter. He can adapt in the ring. Not saying that Errol can't. Haven't really seen Errol Spence have to adapt in the ring. You know, we have talked about resumes and, you know, like I killed the resume argument a while ago. I told people, let's take away Terence Crawford's entire 147 resume. We're going to take Danny Garcia, Brooke, Sean Porter, and Ugis off of Errol Spence's resume. Now, who has still the better fighters on their resume? Terence Crawford. And that's not to knock Errol Spence, but, you know, if you want to go into resumes, that right there just killed it. You could take away Terrence's entire welterweight resume, and it still adds up to Spence's, or better than Spence's resume if you take away the 4 big-name welterweights. And that's just being truthful, not a Spence hater, not nothing like that. Salute to both these guys, black men, getting money, taking care of their kids, going places I'll never go, money I probably never see in my life. I salute you. I'm not a hater. I just go on the sport of boxing, the real love of boxing. And when it comes down to this fight, I go with the fight I think brings more to the table. And it's not going to be the fight that people expect. A lot of people going to be upset. A lot of people going to say that Terence Crawford ran. He didn't, you know, some of the same things that went on in the past with, you know, fights like Sugar Ray Leonard and Hagler Hearns. Like I said, it's going to be, the fight going to look like Victor Postal versus Terence Crawford. That's exactly what it's going to look like, in my opinion. Take nothing away from Errol. But we're getting a lot of channels out here, biased channels out here, keep talking about, you know, they're basically looking for a reason to blame Terence Crawford in this situation. A lot of Spence fans are really afraid and know that Bud is a complete fighter and has the chance of stopping Errol Spence. So they are looking for ways. They are really hoping that the fight does not happen. That's the one thing you have to pay attention to. They're really hoping that the fight don't happen. So they are really looking for anything to say that. But just think about it. Since they even started talking about there may be negotiations, Bud haters and channels that hate Terence Crawford have been coming out with propaganda, trying to find anything to say that Bud didn't want this fight. Even saying that Bud wanted this amount of money. Bud deserves the same thing. It's a 50-50 split. Both of these guys are champions, have accomplished a lot, even though Bud has accomplished more. 3-time world champion, undisputed before, lineal champion twice. He has accomplished more if you want to talk about A sides. But, you know, since Errol Spence has the more bandwagon of fans and more channels saluting and backing him up, of course they're going to say he the A side. But in my opinion, the A side belongs to who has done more. And it's not to knock Errol Spence, okay? But basically, this is the real deal update. This is not the Mike Carpenter getting on. Mike Carpenter should be fired. Mike Carpenter get on every 3 weeks and lie to the boxing fans about this. And it should be stopped, okay? It should be stopped. Salute to both of these guys for making a fight for us. In my opinion, Errol Spence ran, ducked. He created the across the street thing just to, run from Terence Crawford. He fought Mikey Garcia, Danny Garcia, who didn't have belts at all. Mikey Garcia, former 135 pound at the time, moved up 2 weight classes, and you saying that people are now acting like Errol Spence Jr. was after Terence Crawford when all he had to do was fight Terence Crawford, who had a belt, which he said in an interview before Terence Crawford came to welterweight that if he got a title, he would fight him. But people are seeming to forget these things when it's time to talk about the fight. I don't understand it, as far as the biasness, these 2 black men, and it's really a lot of hate for Terence Crawford. I don't understand where it comes from. You're a black man just like you. I don't see other nationalities getting into this argument about Errol Spence and Terence Crawford the way that black men are doing. And I don't know why is it a side to choose? Maybe because Errol, is more around the entertainers, the rapper lifestyle, the lifestyle that's shown more in public. Terrence a quiet guy, his demeanor speaks for itself. He don't have to go out there and, and be flamboyant and act all crazy and all that. Not saying that Errol Spence does. Errol Spence kind of a humble dude. He stays himself, he talk his talk, but Errol a humble dude himself. But I guess that's why, they see Errol more into the hip-hop circuit, Yellow Beezy and, things like that. But I'm going for Terence Crawford this fight. But this is the real update, y'all. It's coming soon. It's coming soon. Get ready to sell you some blood, some crack, and all of that. Because whatever it is, work some doubles, whatever you got to do to get this fight, my brother, we are getting this fight. I just want to update y'all, let y'all know in my opinion and all that. On this channel, no bias talk, no racism. Love both of these boxers. People think I'm an Errol Spence hater because I tell the truth in my opinion. But shout out to both of these men. Shout out to y'all for tuning in to the video. Subscribe to the channel. This is Easy Work Boxing too, man. Only boxing, you understand? It's easy work. I'm out, baby.